Hello, my name is Sister Laura Coughlin, and I first became interested in religious life when I moved to the Tohono O'odham Indian Reservation, and I lived with two Dominican sisters there.
My name is Sister Lindena. I come from a large family of 6 children from St. Albans, West Virginia, and I am a convert to Catholicism.
I've always wanted to be of service to other people and to help them better themselves and to do for themselves what they can, and I could be the instrument to make that happen.
I began to think about the possibility of a religious vocation when I was 10 years old, and I wasn't a Catholic yet. My neighbor was a very, very devout Catholic woman, and she asked me this question, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I said I wanted to be a missionary and a Sunday school teacher. And she says, well, you know, in our church we have sisters, and sisters teach, they nurse, they care for the poor, they pray, and they totally belong to God. And the idea really took root in my heart, even as a child, and it never left. It stayed with me, and I continued to think about it growing up, even as a teenager.
I looked in the magazine and they had hundreds of different opportunities for young people to plug in for a year of service, and so there was one that was not too far, still in the state of Arizona, but it was a couple of hours from where I lived, and on an Indian reservation, which I thought would really be kind of an interesting cultural experience. So I traveled down there and I met the sisters, and they were very open to me coming to live with them and work with them for a year.
I felt a call to the Sisters of Charity in 1979, and I really felt a need to serve people and to serve a lot of people. And so I wanted to be with a group who had a sense of social justice and working with the poor and the needs of the time. And I felt the Sisters of Charity was the community for me to do that.
That experience really kind of changed my life. I found I was able to plug into religious life as it is really lived. It was a very unusual experience, I think, that is not easy to get normally. And so I lived with two sisters, and we prayed morning prayer together, and we went to Mass together. And one of the sisters and I did ministry together. We took care of 9 Indian villages, and we did sacramental preparation there, and we ran youth programs. We led communion services, we assisted the priest at Mass, and so I had this very excellent first-hand experience of what it would be like to be a sister.
I visited religious congregations, but found that none of them were the right fit for me. Eventually I realized that I was trying too hard to find the right congregation, and that, simply put, I had to allow God to direct me to do whatever His will was, to be married, to be single, or to enter religious life.
As a child, I would walk with my father out into the cotton field, and he would, a little cotton plant would be coming up, but it was having a hard time coming up, and I remember him reaching down to move the pebbles and the dirt clods away from the plant so it would have an easier time of coming up. And that really spoke to me. Later in life, when I remember that situation, I recall what a great gift that was that my father gave me, of how to care for the earth, how to care for creation and plants, and also how we cared for animals on the farm that I lived on with my family. Just watching my family, my brothers, my sister, and everybody be involved with the care of the farm, the family, the things that we raised. And as I look back, faith was in that. God was in all of that.
If you're considering a vocation to religious life, simply open wide your heart and to be not afraid, and that if you simply trust in God and His will, you will do great things for the Lord. And why I use that phrase is because a person who particularly influenced me in my vocation was not only my godmother and my home parish priest, but also Bishop Schmidt, who recently passed away about a year and a half ago. And that's what he would always tell us. He says, I know you will do great things for the Lord. And I have always remembered that phrase when I come, when I'm concerned about something or what's the next path I should take. And so, be not afraid. Put yourself into God's hands. Don't worry about the next thing. Just give it a try. Visit our mother house. Go to a come and see, talk to a sister. But most importantly, just go with an open heart and just give it a try.